Hey guys, I finally cleared True Solo Absolute with a block weapon, so I wanted to share some of my key takeaways to help you with your block weapon runs. Now, I know I said in my block versus fencing video that I believe 90% of players are still going to do better with fencing in their sweatiest runs, but sometimes when I feel like I'm close to completing a challenge, I just can't put it down, so I kept running block over the last couple days until I finally got the True Solo Absolute block clear. So my key takeaways for block weapons in absolute difficulty, or if you're solo running or true soloing, are these. You want to treat adrenaline surge charges like a hot potato once you get them. You want to make sure you get your interrupts off. The block chainsword is just better than the block knife in general, so I think that's part of what made the sniper block knife run a bit harder than if I would have been using a different block weapon. And then utilizing the chainsword skip is the last key takeaway. Now, I'm going to go ahead and break these down in greater detail, but that's just like the overall summary of what I think made the difference and helped me get through this block run of the exfiltration mission. I'm going to upload a separate video of the full run in case you guys want to see it. If I have time, I'll also do commentary on it. So, getting right into the key takeaways. First of all, treating adrenaline surge like a hot potato just means as soon as you get your 2 stacks, try to get your attack in as quickly as possible. That way you can make sure you're getting your damage off. I noticed when I was reviewing some of my failed block runs that I had a tendency to block, and then attack, and it was working, but when I was reviewing some high level players, what they do with block weapons, I noticed, is almost every time they get their 2 stacks, they get an attack off. And that's part of just like having the experience with the block weapons, is you have to kind of ride that line between always getting your attacks off and still being safe and not getting hit over it. In other words, what I mean is you still want to get the attack off, but don't get yourself hit trying to get the attack off. Or if you can trade a hit and get your armor back without taking health damage, that's fine too. But you just don't want to get yourself in a situation where you're getting stun locked and then you're losing half your health and you can't get your contested health back for some reason, and then you're just screwed. So that's treating adrenaline surges like a hot potato. Next is getting your interrupts off. And what I mean by that is, with a fencing weapon in general, you kind of have to like sit there for the full combo and parry the string of enemy attacks, and then you'll be presented with your opening for the gun strike. But what makes block weapons so good, and this is the whole thing about the frame advantage with the block weapons, is as soon as you get your 2 stacks of adrenaline surge, as long as you swing early enough, you can just interrupt the enemy's attack pattern. So that means that you can actually get enemies cleared out a lot faster once you get good at knowing when it's safe to interrupt their combos. The little bit of a tricky part about that is you've got to learn to swing at the right time, and I've had trouble with this, but recently been getting a little better with it, because if you swing too late and their attack is already too far in motion, they're gonna beat you to the punch and you're gonna get staggered and screwed over. So it's kind of like a fine line between, making sure you're getting the interrupts off, but also making sure that you're doing it at the right time. And that just comes with practice, but at least with having that in mind while you're practicing, you can get better at it a lot faster. And that really did help me. That was something that was really impactful, was just trying to get my interrupts off. And then the third point, the block chainsword is just better. The block chainsword is just goated, man. Like, it's probably the best block weapon. You could make some arguments about it, but it's definitely way up there. I think it's a lot better than the block knife. So that definitely helped make the run a lot easier, just because the move set of the block chainsword is so powerful. And lastly, utilizing the chainsword skip. I've known about the chainsword skip for quite a while, and I've messed around with it, but I never actually thought that it was that impactful. But in this run, I started chainsword skipping a lot more, especially to deal with Minoris hordes. And I'll put a little clip in of me dealing with some Minoris hordes here. And because you can get to the shoulder charge so quickly using the chainsword skip, it really does let you thin out those hordes a lot better, and you're able to keep them off of you without taking damage. Whereas if you were getting to the shoulder charge normally or going for the stomp, it just takes too long and the little gaunt attacks are too fast, so you're gonna take some chip damage. But if you get really good at the chainsword skip, you can just spam it and alternate directions if you're surrounded, like right, left, and it'll keep them off you. And I'll show that on the screen here. And one last bonus reason is I think the tactical is just a little better in melee than the sniper, who I was previously trying the block true solo absolute runs with, because the tactical has heightened vigor, and so that really prevents him from getting knocked around quite as much as the sniper, which is really getting knocked around and stun locked is pretty much the #1 cause of death in most runs. He also has 3 armor bars instead of 2, which doesn't seem that significant, but it kind of is, because it lets him trade hits a lot more effectively with Majoris enemies, and you have the ability to not get stun locked as easily as long as you still have some armor. So it just makes him that much more tanky and that much more reliable. Whereas with the sniper in melee combat, it's kind of a toss up whether you're going to be able to survive a couple hits and not get stunned as badly. So the tactical is just way easier. And then not only that, but the Auspex scan, as soon as you block something, if you have battle focus, they get scanned, and then if you have 2 stacks, you just hit them once and it just does massive insane damage. Whereas the sniper does have melee bonus damage, but it's not like that. So overall, yeah, if you're going for your first block clear, tactical's a great choice. There's some other good choices too, like Vanguard, but tactical's a really good one. If you guys found this video useful at all, drop a like on it for me, and if you've been enjoying the content, consider subscribing. It really does help the channel. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't seen my top 5 advanced tips for absolute difficulty video, it should be popping up right about now, and have a good one.